You're listening to the Exploring Fitness Podcast, Episode 3. In this episode, we talk with Coach Karinne Couture. She discusses what she wishes more athletes would do on a regular basis, which can have big effects on fitness and performance. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm Dan Dalator. In over 10 years of experience as a clinician and a coach, I've worked with hundreds of athletes to help them improve their health, wellness, and fitness, but still feel that there is so much more for all of us to learn. This is a podcast dedicated to furthering our understanding of health, wellness, fitness, and how to apply these concepts into our daily lives to create true and lasting changes in your fitness and health. This is the Exploring Fitness Podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the Exploring Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dan of Infinite Capacity Physical Therapy. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and listen with us. For those who might not know, here at Infinite Capacity, we primarily work with patients one-on-one in the clinic, but we also have a fitness accessory program online membership available. The program is based on a 4-level framework of purposeful recovery, mobility, injury and pain prevention, and skill work. Having extensive experience in gymnastics and its application to functional fitness, our guest today has contributed multiple skill progressions to our online program. Her progressions allow athletes to easily learn and apply new skills from handstand holds to toes to bar. She has been an invaluable resource to both our company and fitness community. So let's get into our conversation with Coach Karinne. All right, Coach Karinne, thanks for being here today. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Doing great. So to start, first thing that I ask everybody that I have on is, in 30 seconds or less, what is fitness to you?
Ooh, 30 seconds or less. Fitness to me is finding a healthy, active lifestyle that I am excited about and able to stick to a routine with and feel good about myself and my health.
Great. So a healthy, active lifestyle that you can stick with or is maintainable.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
You can maintain and feel good.
Maintain and feel good. Yeah, you gotta feel good about it.
Yeah. If you don't feel good about it, then what's the use in maintaining it?
Nope.
Right?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. For those who might not know you, can you kind of just give a brief introduction, a little bit about your background, credentials, that kind of stuff?
Yes. So my fitness background is growing up doing gymnastics and soccer. I did those in Wisconsin, which is where I lived for the first 23 years of my life. Did gymnastics as long as I could remember because I'm the youngest child, so my older sister did it. So why not put the littler child to follow the sister's path? So just started pretty much when I was 2 or 3 with a parent and taught class, and then took a short break in high school for 1 year when I had that midlife crisis of a middle schooler of what is my life all about? So took a break and then was yeah, gymnastics is cool. I'd love to go back to it. So finished it out through high school and ended up carrying on gymnastics in college at a D3 school that I went to. So that was really fun. Really glad I had that experience of I do want to continue on with this sport, and this now means a little bit more to me. So did gymnastics my whole life. It's something that you pretty much have the opportunity to start coaching at a young age too. Usually just at the gym club, the gym that you go to, they're always looking for coaches for their recreational staff. So pretty much just started coaching alongside of it. In college, we had a recreational program as well that all the team girls coached at. So I kind of just never stopped coaching gymnastics. That's been a big part of me growing up and where I'm at now. Most recently, I just took a break from coaching gymnastics as a full-time job from the past 7 years, and switched more into the CrossFit world now. So I have my L2 level 2 CrossFit certification. I was a professional gymnastics coach for the past 12 years now, maybe more like 10. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
So gymnastics from the age of 2 to 3 until just recently. Either participating or coaching.
Yeah, I would say I stopped participating a little bit ago. But was always coaching in some capacity as well. Even now, but long time.
Awesome. So can you talk about your transition from coaching gymnastics full time to coaching CrossFit? Like, how did you get started with CrossFit? And then what made you want to make that transition from what you've been in for such a long time and changing gears to something newer?
Yeah. So I guess I started CrossFit myself as an athlete just over 2 years ago now. It had been, like I said, I stopped gymnastics was my sport through college, and then post college I kind of stopped and did nothing. I got a dog, so kind of started running to get energy out of him so he was calmer in the home, but not a big runner. Don't love it.
Love
So
that. Use your pet as an excuse to get into something fitness.
yeah. Yep. So that worked for a little bit. And then it had just been a good enough time where I just had that desire to work on my fitness and get to a place where I enjoyed being more active and finding something that was going to be sustainable for me. So yeah, that's when I reached out.
Finding a healthy, active lifestyle that you could maintain and feel good.
Yeah, that was the goal. So we were on that journey of what's that going to look like. Always heard people would always just tell me you should try CrossFit. You'd be so good at it because of the gymnastics background, having there be such a strong gymnastics component in the CrossFit world. People told me I'd be good at it, and you always want to do stuff you're gonna be good at, so why not try it? Reached out to Maniac CrossFit was the first gym that I started at. And then met awesome people, felt like it was a good fit for what I was looking for in the environment. And then just kind of stuck with that. Maniac is now East Yard CrossFit, same people, same coaches, just rebranded, and that's where I currently still am and coaching as well. So that was kind of how I got started for myself as an athlete. And then I kind of similarly with how I started coaching CrossFit was like, hey, you'd be a good coach. And I was like, oh, that's funny because that's what I do for a full-time job is I coach gymnastics. This is just a variation of that. So that just kind of felt like a natural swing to start. And then, it's just, I guess I came to a point where I was ready for a change, ready to kind of step outside my comfort zone a little bit. Gymnastics has clearly, as we talked about, been something a part of my life for forever, for as long as I've known. And just like we tell our athletes, once you're outside of your comfort zone is when that growth starts to happen. So kind of leaned into that a little bit. And there was a opportunity for me to do more at a CrossFit, be a head coach there. So I kind of stepped into that role.
Cool. Do you feel like coaching has helped you improve in your own fitness and performance, I guess?
Yeah, I would say so. I think most specifically when I started doing our introductory sessions with new members and kind of teaching them as a coach when a new person wants to start CrossFit but they've never done it, we just teach them the movements, teach them safety, teach them technique, really break it down and like just get it to its most simplest form. I think really helped me dive into more of the CrossFit world that I was unfamiliar with, such as like the powerlifting, the Olympic lifting, all of the like how to read your screen on a bike or a rower, and like helping those people break that down helped deconstruct it for myself as well, and only helped my growth and understanding of those pieces.
Awesome. So
So
intro sessions for people who had never really done CrossFit before.
yeah.
Was that similar to beginners gymnastics coaching, like of little people that had never done it before or might not necessarily have body awareness?
Is this gonna get me in trouble?
No, not at all. Because I mean, I feel like no matter how old we are, if we're introduced to a new type of movement or something that we haven't had the time to get the reps in, like we all kind of look like a baby giraffe trying to learn to walk for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
but I have personally never coached youth gymnastics, so I just wanted to get your take on it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot in common. It's and when you accept that fact of like, yeah, just break it down, make it simple as the 4-year-old needs it to be. I think that just is so you're just so much more successful with um breaking down those barriers of people not understanding what it's all about and feeling more like this is such a complex thing. There's so much going on. How am I supposed to do this movement? And just being like, it's easy. Let me show you how. Which is how you would approach it to a 4-year-old. You're not going to use any technical terms with a 4-year-old because they just can barely look at you for 3 seconds to begin with. So, yes, in that sense, there's definitely a lot in common in the coaching style when you're learning something new, no matter what it is or how old you are.
Awesome. What what do you think the biggest struggle of coaching CrossFit is?
I think it's just like getting people to just slow down when you're learning and in that technique or strength building portion of a 60-minute class.
But isn't the goal of CrossFit to go fast?
There is a time for place for that. There can be. I think there's a lot of different goals of CrossFit.
So you're
Constantly
saying,
moving
yeah,
fast might not be the only goal.
okay. So you're saying that you want people to work on their mechanics of the movements more.
Yeah, I think just, yeah, like slowing down, working on the technique, working on those body mechanics, no matter how long you've been doing it. Sometimes you just start creating new habits you become completely unaware of that your technique has even changed. You're like, "Oh, I know how to do a clean. I've done this for 8 years because I've been doing CrossFit for 8 years, but maybe there's something that started as a small minor inefficiency that is now grown to a different level and that's now a bigger inefficiency, and if you just keep going with that, you're taking the time to slow down and pull back and always fine tuning that mechanic is just going to keep that movement, like I said, as efficient as possible.
Great. So I know that one thing that CrossFit kind of harps on or emphasizes is mechanics first, then consistency, and then intensity.
Hmm. It's perfect.
Yeah. So you're saying that you would like people to slow down, continue working on the mechanics until they're consistent before maybe increasing that intensity and trying to always do it fast.
Yeah, and I think there can be give and take, right? Like for a new person, I would say that's exactly correct. Like take the time to learn it, take the time to do it well, feel really comfortable with this movement pattern, and then we can start going faster. Then we can start adding weight, and then. But even for those people that like can attack a workout with a high intensity, still taking the time to like dial back every now and then would be cool too.
Yeah. Fine tuning.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. More people could do that. It would be great. It would make my life as a coach a little easier.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about CrossFit or coaching? Either.
I think my favorite thing hearing as a coach is just the phrase like, "Oh, that makes sense." When you just get that light bulb moment with an athlete after working on it for who knows how long. Maybe it was quick light bulb, maybe it's been forever, but just hearing that little like, "Oh yeah." You're like, "Okay. Great."
Now do it.
Now do it. Um, that's a really fun thing, and I just think especially seeing people push themselves past where they think they might be able to, always seeing people maybe do higher level skills that they can and thinking like, "Oh, that's not for me." And then all of a sudden like 2 years later they like are doing that and you're like, "Remember when you said?" And then they've like stepped outside and they've grown and they're like, now it's attainable, and that's just really cool to see. New skills or new weights or just like feeling better about endurance wise overall too, like just all of the things, all the progress that's made in the gym is just really really awesome to be a part of as a coach.
Awesome. What do you feel like more people should know about CrossFit?
Um just that it's kind of a fun way to work out.
Right? Working out can be fun.
Yeah.
Really?
It can be so fun.
What's so fun about it?
um I personally just with the world of CrossFit love at this point in my life, like I'm not a person that could walk into a gym, figure out how to do a workout on their own, and again, feel good about it and feel like I'm making progress on my fitness journey. So I really like kind of the like there's a gym that you just have to show up to. There's a workout plan for you. You have a coach that's going to tell you what to do. There's other people doing the exact same thing around you. Versus working out alone, you come up with the plan in the middle of it. You're like, wow, this is hard. I think I'm just going to stop. You look at the person next to you still going, and you're like, oh, okay, I can't stop. I will still keep going. And it's just fun.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or anything for our listeners?
Um, no, unless there's questions out there that come up down the road, but I think I think it's cool.
Love it. So, where can people find you online if they want to learn more about Coach Karinne?
That's a great question. Well, I am a coach at East Yard CrossFit, so I do have Karinne at eastyardcrossfit.com for an email that can be open for questions. I have an Instagram that I never post on, but there's some pictures from a couple of years ago on there. If you want to slide into the DMs on Instagram, that's an option too.
No regular dog pictures of Mowgli?
Well, Mowgli has his own account.
Well, can people find that?
Yeah, that's Mowgli Wolf. Yeah, that's it. That's his handle. Those have also not been updated in about 5 years, so a lot of puppy Mowgli on there, which is adorable.
Well, it sounds like you need to be taking more pictures of your dog and posting them regularly.
Sounds like it.
Well, thank you again for being on here.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Dan.